kind of need to get that done if we want to play that. Otherwise, it'll be incredibly confusing.
Yeah,
Alright.
Ron said we kind of did our own thing, and now it's like coming back to bite us.
Are you ready to do exactly that, Rem, or should we just give up on that as well?
Well, I established earlier that I wasn't going to be doing the game proper today, but
Yeah.
That
It
we were
should-
going to talk about it.
yeah,
You can still
like
brainstorm,
regarding because people have gone off on their own and made up more about their characters,
sure.
I haven't.
at least as far as I'm aware.
I've not
I just-
added anything
I
to
have
my
a desk.
previous character. Yeah, I understand Vixie's added some stuff, which is fine.
So you guys will want. I mean, basically, it's for you guys to talk out with each other, like-
Alright.
Yeah.
how you interact.
Okay, so me and Halo already have something linked up. We met in a foreign country, and they referred me to their PI thingy, and now I come back and partially in that.
Okay, so you're actually happy with that story connection?
I mean, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Sounds
Could
fine.
I clarify? It wasn't a PI thing. I'm like literally the only one in that company at that time. But okay.
Well, you're a private investigator.
Yeah, I'm a private investigator. I said I'd be interested in your abilities, please. Would you join me? It's a good way of getting you into the country, also. I thought.
Well, I'm already live in the U.S.
Whatevers. You're in the friggin' area.
Pretty convenient.
It's very
actually.
convenient. And I thought it would be convenient if Critic's character, who is an assassin, actually saved me, and that could be the reason we know each other in that regard. I think I explained this before, but like
You're
after
choking on the straw of a big gulp.
after I was abducted by aliens, you basically found me pretty in rough shape, and you got me back safely.
Yeah, on another one of my let's call them hunting trips.
Exactly. From my perspective, it was under suspicious circumstances, but I'm like, guy saved my life. I'm not questioning this.
Actually, Critic.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever I saw you, I was just like, huh? Oh, the shovel, the dirt, and the boots. No. Don't mind those. Don't mind those. There's nothing sus going on here.
Sus.
So what do people know about my character then?
You just
You're
showed up
a
as a
dog.
talking dog.
Well, we
you
don't know
don't
you
know
talk
I'm
yet, I
talking
think.
yet.
You just showed up as a dog.
What I told Rim is that my character put in a job application, and they hired them not realizing it was a dog.
Oh, that's actually pretty cute.
We'll just leave you out because we don't know it's you. Maybe the owner had your same name
No.
and they just bailed on us and forgot their dog.
The dog just shows up, and it's like, well, all right, and I feel like I have my own desk, and then they go, well, shit. And
you
so
know-
they just saw off the legs and make my desk short, and I still have a desk as a dog.
You know what? Just to keep it interesting, since you are a ship, I don't think you know the importance of an assassin. So I'm guessing I just got through digging, burying a motherfucker, and you come and before he's completely buried, just see this bone and start gnawing on it or something.
Mm.
That
Right.
I wouldn't say that exactly because of how my character is. Because I don't know what you guys know actually of my character. The outside that the characters would know is, oh, this is a normal dog right now.
Well, why would you
That
give it a
is
desk?
working for us.
Yeah, basically, I was in the middle of a job.
Because the dog wants to feel included, okay?
Yeah, but the dog doesn't think. We don't know it thinks.
But
Yeah,
it's on
it
its
would've
own.
been-
We have to take care of it.
Well,
They
yeah,
put in
we
a
give it
job
like a nice little
application.
box.
It's
right?
just a really smart dog.
I'm perfectly willing to assume that the reason Halo's character actually does give it a desk and stuff is because he assumes there's some alien shenanigans going on.
Yeah, could
Yes.
be that as well.
Because how would a dog put a application in?
It is,
Aliens.
yeah, it is all connected after all.
Alien.
Halo, maybe it's just.
And
'cause
everybody
you
else is
forgot
like,
your
no,
dog.
this dog just shares the name of this person on the application that never showed up. Like, that's what everybody else thinks.
In fact,
no.
we'll spend a little while looking for someone named like you.
Mm.
Like,
Hi.
oh, you forgot your dog.
Yeah,
We have the credentials on the application.
I mean, my guy is
For-
going to be
And
a
they're
bit
like,
of an eccentric
"No."
anyway, so
for how
Well,
I got one.
application quote unquote, since Halo's thing isn't professional, it's just private.
I got one
I
for how
also
Go on, critic. You've been trying to say it for a while now.
I got one for how about me and Fixie's character having met. We met in, I don't know, the pet store or whatever, where I'm trying
I
to
have
get
an owner.
food for a cover, and you're just sitting there buying doggy treats, and you successfully bought it with, like, handing over a, a check or something in your mouth, even as you walked out the store with the dog treats.
Hmm.
Oh, you have an owner.
I mean,
Yeah, I have an
yeah,
owner.
you might do that, considering the way that your character works.
Exactly.
I have an owner. It's an older couple, but they can't work, so I work, do grocery shopping and shit. So I'm a dog. I just do
Older.
it's almost like a service dog
Older couple.
for
Yeah,
an older
yeah.
couple. Yeah.
Have you
You go
specified
out
who
with
it
the
is?
money you get from the private detective agency in your mouth and go get groceries, and
Yeah.
you sort of sneak off before you get the groceries and get like some dog treats.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the older couple knows you're
I'm a
talking about.
No, they don't know I talk. They just know I'm self-sufficient. Plus they're old. They don't
They-
really care.
I'm gonna be on. They probably like unless they
dementia.
like have Alzheimer's or something. I'm gonna tell you, they probably have an inkling that something's up.
They have Alzheimer's then.
Okay then.
I don't want them to know. I just want them to be like, "Oh, this dog's so nice. It brings us groceries." Like they think it's normal.
I was gonna suggest. I didn't really specify too much about my parents, and Vixie hasn't specified too much about her owner.
Oh, that would be a good link. Yeah.
I was just
Like
thinking.
I come back home from college, Mom, Dad.
I was just
Oh,
thinking
what's this
Vixie
new dog?
would go to the store you're
And it's
actually
this black
shopping at, but
shepherd, like, who's this? Like, has their paws up, like, mid-walk, like, the fuck?
I've been estranged
know
from the
this.
family for a while.
It's like, I didn't know this was happening. I didn't know they had a kid. I didn't see a kid in the picture frames.
Well, I have
That's because the kid is a dick.
Actually, no,
Since she
kids
is
don't
a
do that.
shifter, what if instead of just being an old couple with Alzheimer's, what if they're aliens themselves trying to blend in, and that's what they
No.
and they just
I
dog-
think that spoils the idea as
Yeah.
the thing.
Maybe
Yeah,
you are your
that
own
spoils
owners.
the-
As I did like my parents are aliens. I did. But
You seem to like my idea a lot, too.
Hmm.
Maybe your
'Cause-
parents are. Maybe you are your owners. You
I
just
mean,
shift
it's okay if
between
I
them.
share it.
share what?
My dog, like, what's up with the dog?
I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, this is like a collaborative story. So keeping secrets from people isn't as important as it might be in like D&D.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
yeah. So my dog is actually an immortal shape-shifting being that's always been here. They just like being a dog and somebody's pet.
Hmm.
They
You ever
just
heard
like
of
doing
mushroom?
that. They
So
they
does that
don't
make you a sub?
I can
a
strongly
what?
relate to that.
Well, I mean, it's in pet play they are just referred to as the pet. But they could be a sub as well.
Pet play. Jesus.
Oh, I used to know somebody. They introduced me to all of the words.
What?
They sure
But-
seem to know a lot about what the various different equipment that you'd use on a horse is called, because I didn't.
A submissive. I made a joke about.
Oh no.
Yeah.
This dog, no. It just likes to shapeshift
This
into
dog is
being a
a
dog
top.
and like
So
No, it just
you're
likes being a
Purpose in
dog to
life.
observe
What is it
human.
seeking?
Hmm.
It likes to observe humans, so it just stays a dog and just goes around being other people's dogs.
Saw the JFK assassination. It saw the fall of the Berlin Wall. It's still
Yeah.
gaining knowledge.
Yeah.
Because you are mortal, I want to know what kind of places have you been? Were you in Persia? Were you in Asia? Are you a Chinese dog?
I knew this
Well,
guy named Augustus.
I'm a Belgian dog. I'm originally a Belgian dog, but that doesn't mean I've been a dog this whole time. Because I can
Oh, I know.
shapeshift.
That's
I
the
mean,
point.
The,
for
the,
me,
the
yeah,
question there is,
yeah.
what places have you been to in history? I guess.
That
During what
gives me. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. Thank you.
The
'cause I
Soviet
haven't
sent me
really
to
thought
space
that
at
out.
one point.
Just right now, I'm a dog.
Just if you're gonna call your dude an immortal, I kind of figure you should
Yeah.
have at
Oh
least
no,
a
I
few
get it.
interesting stories to go with.
I get that. No, I get that completely. That gives me time to kind of come up with that.
I mean, they might not necessarily come up in the first adventure, but we'll see.
Exactly. It helps me, have an idea.
Maybe you used to know someone called Gary
What?
Seven, which is a reference none of you will know.
What?
Gary, what?
Gary Seven and
I'm
his
being
cat
summoned.
and his cat Isis. But okay, I can.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
afraid I really don't get that one.
Uh,
Yeah.
Gary 7. What?
Gary Seven. It's actually a spin-off from Star Trek. Don't bother yourself with it.
Yeah,
uh,
I just thought initially that it was some kind of Ben 10 reference.
It's pretty old.
As in,
Mm.
like, Ben 10, Kevin 11, Gary 7.
Ah.
It's so boring. Phew.
No. If it was on Ben 10, it'd be Melv 12.
Jimmy 8.
Are any of you aware of what happens to Kevin 11 in that show?
He's a real
Oh
character.
yeah,
No.
he becomes horribly mutated and then becomes evil again during the end. Then again,
Yeah,
I don't
but
remember.
the point that I want to stress is that the way the show treats Kevin is really fucked up.
What's happening?
I just don't worry, it's
Side
not really
discussion.
relevant.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
just
so-
he shows up, he has no family, his parents have abandoned him, and he somehow is like a mutant who gets the shape-shifting powers from Ben. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna use this to get money. And Ben's like, no, you can't have money. And he beats him up and he gets left a horrific giant mutant alone.
Wait,
No
what?
family, no friends.
Wait, that's horrible.
You can't
Yeah,
have
it's
money.
Ben
Okay.
10.
To give you greater
He
detail
also
on
gets abducted by aliens later. That also happens to Kevin.
Fuck. This poor kid.
yeah, to give you a general idea, he's basically an orphan that did get kicked out. And his ability is to absorb energy. He absorbs energy from the Omnitrix, and it kind of overloads him as he mutates into like a little piece of all the different forms he had at the time, like a hand of Diamond Head, the head of
I
Flame
don't think
God.
she's watched
that.
Ben 10.
I
But
have not.
yeah, so the Omnitrix is just a morphing thing. It has several different forms in it. So
Okay.
he's referencing the various different creatures that Kevin gets small parts of. He's like a
Yeah.
mutant made up of multiple different aliens.
Yeah, that's
Aw,
basically a good way to put it.
poor child.
But yeah, he just absorbs energy. I think he first shows this off using electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just a shapeshifting dog.
I mean, eventually in the second series, he's just for some reason a good guy now, and they all get along, and it's fine. I don't like the second series because the animation quality died, and the characters are all kind of different. But at least it's not the new series.
Not that hard. Not that
Oh,
hard
the
to beat that low.
second series, you mean the one where they're all adults and everything? Or
The
older?
one where they're like teenagers, yeah.
Teenagers.
Oh, okay.
I like Paradox from the teenagers one. He's cool.
Yeah.
That's all I like about it.
I still remember one of his quotes. I got so bored of being insane that I started to learn. That sounds like some of the best motivation I've heard from any kind of immortal being ever.
Yeah, he
I got so
went
bored of
insane
being
and then uninsaned himself because it was boring.
Wait,
Exactly.
what?
There's a character in the second kind of the second TV show of Ben 10 called Alien Force, and this guy whose name is Paradox because he doesn't remember his original name is a scientist who got kind of thrown outside of time and space and became immortal and went mad and then went unmad and learned how to manipulate time and space. So he just kind of shows up. It just tells people what's gonna happen.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna die, fucks.
Yeah, he has this whole thing which is he likes to disappear behind things and just be in a different place afterwards. With the excuse of like, I know shortcuts everywhere throughout the world. If I go in this way, I just end up in another place. Kind of like Sans from Undertale, but like several years before that.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So
right.
anyway,
Side story off to the side.
so
So Vixie,
what? Yeah.
Huh.
I'd
What?
actually like to ask about the assassin. Like, how exactly did you meet fucking Halo's character?
Oscar.
hey, wait, what does Halo do?
I'm a previous employee from the government investigators. I got fired.
Mm,
So
Well,
what? You
why
were
join-
FBI,
I was basically FBI, sure.
and this is America, so you can just say FBI.
Sure. Could be any one of those departments like CIA or friggin' internal security, whatever.
Which one's
Eh,
the dumbest one for you to then suddenly turn to aliens fascination?
I don't know.
Oh, what's the fucking one that does tax fraud?
I don't know.
IRA.
IRS. Not
IRS.
IRA. IRA is the Irish
IRS. Yeah,
terrorism.
yeah. I always get
All
those
right.
initials
All right,
confused.
so you were an IRS investigator, and during a really difficult tax job,
Yeah,
got
just during the
abducted by aliens.
I, I guess I probably would have found him afterwards because someone probably went missing and hired us on while we were still, really starting out or slowly coming together before it was in a, official business maybe.
Hmm.
And
But,
we ended up coming across you.
yeah, you came across me. I was like pretty much close to dying. You saved my life. I'm like, I recognize your skills because my guy actually can like read minds, and he did that accidentally for the first time when he met you. And he's like, I recognize that you're a pretty powerful person. I could really use your help because
No, I just know where to
because monsters are real, and
Because aliens are real.
definitely aliens are real anyway.
Oh, can you please have him be really skeptical about the relatively mundane
Oh yeah.
origins of these monsters I'm gonna have you guys fight,
Oh,
and just
absolutely.
presume they're aliens even when there's strong evidence to the contrary?
Yes, that was
Thank you.
actually the assumption of the character anyway. He was going to do that.
It's aliens. No, that's clearly a zombie. Aliens.
Aliens.
Undead alien.
You see, green,
All right, so
green glove.
that
Points at the
Alien.
dog. Aliens.
all right, so
Well,
that just leaves. Go ahead.
To be fair, do you have like a reason for why your character came into being as an immortal shapeshifter? Are they just a race that's always existed alongside humans?
I think I see them as a race that just like lived before humans, even
Well, that's
like
kind of
slightly.
Cthulhu mythos. All right.
Maybe.
Uh,
But they
Well,
have just kind of coincided with humans. They just don't typically
Okay.
interact with them
That's
like I
fine.
do.
You are now, as far as I am concerned, an offshoot of Shoggoths from the Cthulhu mythos.
Alright.
you could always do the.
Because you have essentially their backstory.
Oh, okay.
In the Cthulhu mythos, way before humans appeared on Earth, back when
Mhm.
it was still during an ice age, a race of creatures called the Elder Things, which sort of look like barrels with tentacles. They're pretty stupid looking. Anyway, tried to, basically colonized Earth before they built cities under the ice and all that sort of thing. And they had a slave race called the Shoggoths, and what they do is they're like shapeshifters. They have no minds, but they can sort of form new organs and new limbs as required. But
Okay.
eventually, the Elder Things were all wiped out by the Shoggoths because they started developing brains by themselves without being given orders. So
Oh.
they just killed all of the Elder Things, and just existed under the ice for years.
Huh.
So I can certainly just give you the backstory of yeah, that happened, but also you started growing actually useful brains, and now you're essentially human intelligence.
Yeah, I
Huh.
don't know if I want the thing where it like overthrows thing.
I mean,
I
you're
mean,
not
you don't
necessarily
personally
part-
have to be one of the ones that did.
Yeah. Like we're just kind of like a sentient shape-shifting being that's just kind of always been here, but we're like pacifist.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, I was thinking maybe you could also go like the Randall Savage, where
Mm.
like so long ago you got afflicted with radiation, and at that point you were a simpler creature, which forced evolution, and this is what you turned out as over the course of the next 100 years, and you just watched humanity grow up.
Yeah, but in this case, I'm guessing Vixie wants for there to be other shapeshifters to exist.
Yeah, kind of. Like, I'm from a race.
Yeah,
Okay,
and that,
yeah.
that ties in better to Horse's cult, which hates
Great.
shapeshifters.
Yeah,
They
that
gotta
works
have
for me.
something to hate.
Well, to
Yet
be
they don't realize we're a pacifist group of shapeshifters.
I mean,
maybe-
you don't have to make them all pacifist. You could
Well,
just
no, we
say there
probably
aren't
have, like,
many of them.
Could be
We
some
have-
of them aren't evolved yet, so they're aggressive.
I assume they're like humans. Some are good, some are bad.
Well, no,
Yeah.
there's gonna obviously be some bad apples, like people that are like, it's like that person's an
I mean,
asshole. Like,
you
we
don't
have
want
ones
to
that, like,
declare
that
your
thing's an
character.
asshole.
You don't want to declare your character to be a pacifist when they're going to be
Yeah.
fighting monsters.
True.
I mean, there is a thing exactly like this with a pacifist shapeshifter race in the Mistborn series, and
Okay.
in the second quadrilogy, they just introduce a character that's like, no, I don't feel like being a pacifist. Unlike every other member of the race you've met for 100 years, this one has decided not to be. And God literally comes down and just shakes his head at her, and it's just like, I told you all to be pacifists. She's like, but guns.
But guns. I think
And she
mine, like,
literally
typically,
pulls a gun out of her tits and shoots somebody.
Yeah.
I think with mine, there's not many left, but they are typically known to be pacifists in the past. But her, she's like, nah.
Hence the true origin story of Storm.
Yeah, have it be like a cultural thing. If we try not to make waves.
It's like we just try to, stay quiet, pacifists. Like, they don't want us to know that we exist. They don't want us to let that be known.
I mean, if you really want
But
to
I'm a
kill
dog,
somebody,
so
if you really want to kill somebody, just get away with it, okay? That's the important part.
yeah, we just have to make sure it makes sense.
Just
Hence
on a
dog.
just on a side note, I'm actually checking out the improvements even as I listen in, and why is Sharp maximum +3, but the others are +2 maximum instead of 3?
You're talking about regarding your specific character, because it's different
No.
depending on which thing you are, I thought.
The improvements. The improvements in the improvements things, it gives me +3 for Sharp max, but +2 for every other stat. Does that actually shift with the class?
I believe different classes have different ones, yeah. Because, I mean, Monstrous can have +3 weird, and that wasn't one of your options.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even get weird as an option. Okay, I was just curious. I thought this was kind of uniform like D&D.
That sounds
mind.
really
Go ahead.
overpowered, though. I mean, if you
What?
had that, then it had to be 0 inside some of the other categories.
Well, the Monstrous, they kind of, you give yourself 3 weird, and then in order to sort of make up for having nothing and everything else, you can use weird instead of the other roll for this, or something like that.
Oh, that's what.
But
you're
that
going for,
means
right.
that you are actively using like your powers to do that.
Right.
So it's like if you use weird instead of your normal charisma, it's like you have magical charisma. If somebody actually asked you to turn your magic off, you wouldn't be very charismatic.
Does that apply
kind
to
of thing.
like? Because I
Why
did
is your
this-
nose bigger?
I got the same print with Sharp being the same as charisma, so I would have to give like an intelligent answer for that to work to persuade people.
I mean, essentially, but
Okay.
I mean, within the context of the game, you don't really have to.
Yeah.
Reminder that the game isn't supposed to work with you guys asking like, should I roll this? It's more supposed to be you saying, okay, I go do this, and then sometimes I'll say that should probably have a roll.
Alrighty.
Nice.
So you can just talk to someone, and if you just talk to someone the right way, it might not even require a roll.
Yeah.
Caress.
Well, this can be a lot harder on Horse.
In much the same way, if you like shoot somebody in the head and they have no reason to have seen that coming, then I guess they just fucking die.
Damn it! I don't.
An issue I had with my last campaign because one of the players shot an unarmed man who was like very obviously the one giving all the exposition to the end of the story. They just capped them in the head.
Why?
Because
Yeah,
that
why?
player was just being a dick.
To you or just to That's
It
their
was
character.
supposed to be in character because they wanted to play someone slightly more evil, and my position is not to prevent them, but the entire rest of the party was like, what the fuck? They did manage to heal him
Okay.
through various methods. That wasn't a normal human being, but still. It's not a good idea to shoot the fucking exposition character before you understand what's going on in the story.
Critic. Side note, Critic brought up a good question. Oh, I'm gonna be bad without rules.
No,
I'll
you
try.
just play as your character and then.
I mean, there will be roles as well. I mean, jeez.
No, just that I need to get used to
Yeah. But when
Do
it
these
comes to
bird
like,
things good?
for example, the equivalent of the charisma role, the thing, it's basically specifically for manipulate person.
Mhm.
So you roll on that when what you're doing is specifically trying to get somebody to do something that they might not otherwise do without your convincing.
Exactly.
it. Okay, so good. So manager having people do stuff.
Could you move this couch for me?
I need you to patrol aisle 7. A baby threw up there.
Those are pretty mundane uses of our abilities, but I think it's going to happen anyway.
Like you'd have to roll, say, if you'd done that with one of your workers 20 times in a row, and he had like this murderous rage going on. It was just like, if you roll badly, he'll just fucking like just start stabbing you with the broken haft of a broomstick.
Then I cast magic missile, and I have to clean
With
up
this
aisle 8.
gun I found. This is America.
Yeah, that is true.
I break into a house and I find a long rifle.
I mean, you work in an American supermarket. There may be guns
Superstore.
there.
Some
Well,
Walmarts do
No,
have
no, no,
guns. You are a
In
Walmart.
fact,
Texas.
we're up near Canada. Honestly, not unlikely for there to be guns when it's so foresty around here.
Just hunting.
Yeah.
We sell furniture, washing appliances, guns in the very
Wait, where
back.
do you work?
A superstore. I called it Happy Barter.
yeah.
Okay, but it's like Walmart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd probably have guns then if it's a small community.
Yeah, because where else would you buy guns?
Exactly.
The gun store.
I mean, the Walmart I used to work at sells guns.
The
Yeah,
open
they do.
market.
So we're up
eBay.
around like just below the border of Canada, next to what was it, Mount Disappointment? I believe I did literally put it there. It's a place called Hurstel, which I've made up.
Again. Ooh,
Sort of a
that's cute.
foresty, loggy sort of town.
Her story.
is it anywhere near
Sounds
sarcasm?
like Hershey's.
It's a cute name. Thank you, Ron.
Yeah, it is a nice name. I could truly believe that's a real place.
It so happened that things lined up, and I chose a Luxembourgish sort of language to make the name of the town out of, and I'm like, oh, people from Luxembourg actually moved to this part of America, so it
So
all
it's
fits.
almost it does fit. Good job.
Although I've
Yay.
forgotten what part it was. Horse, what part is
So-
it? Is it
Minnesota.
Minnesota? It's Minnesota.
What do we do?
So,
I
so
still
it's
com-
basically Fort Washington without the sparkly vampires.
I don't Twilight.
From Minnesota, I was hoping we'd be there after all.
Probably a reference. I don't get it.
Mm.
All right, so
That was still a legit question.
wait, what was the legit question?
So it's like forts without the sparkly vampires.
What?
Fort Washington.
Never
You know
heard of it.
how, in the movies and the books, it's just this little
No.
town in the middle of the woods.
I'm afraid I have not watched, nor have I read Twilight.
Oh
I
no,
can't.
Now it
I
makes
can't
sense. I have
empathize.
long fur.
this is how it looks like. Oh, it's one of those that don't have sidewalks for people.
As soon as it loads, there we go.
But yeah, just random town deep in the forest. Not too.
Oh, not shell.
Some people, but it's mostly keeps to itself. not much connections to much of the places.
Yeah, it's a place that is almost self-sufficient, apart from the superstore, which is getting like truck deliveries in every week or so.
Or can we say the superstore
Yeah.
is like slowly destroying the economy of the smaller
Probably.
It is a thing that people are like shitty about.
Exactly. So
Like I'll hear
everyone
my
bitches
owners
about
like
it, but everyone
griping.
goes
It's
there
like,
anyway.
And
Yeah.
they're shitty to me in association. But
Yes,
my
that is
parents
a thing I
are-
have talked about with horses. That some people will be like, "We're not mad, we're just disappointed" to Horse's character a lot.
You sell
Although
out.
I say that
You're
my
killing the
characters, since they've
community.
been here so long, they just go to
Fuck
the
you,
mom and
Dale.
pop shops out of habit.
Yeah, they'll be looking slightly more bad. Some of them will be gone.
Everyone's
it's-
also like, also you let this dog in and your family, like this family establishment. It's kind of weird.
There's probably like a loose logging industry around the town.
Probably.
Like nothing big, but it brings in cash.
There also might be some mining,
I mean, it could be
just
anything.
judging
gold.
based off of how it could possibly be.
Yeah.
And if we're near the ocean or near the Great Lakes, there could also be fishing.
You're definitely right next to some big ass lakes. I checked it on literally in real life.
Oh, cool.
I went onto the map and literally just found a place and went, it's there.
More
Yeah,
places.
so we
The
could
name of the
probably
lake
have
forever.
logging and fishing and probably even mining if there's any
What's the name of the
mining
lake?
stuff around them.
More
I'm
Which
places.
is-
going based off of my knowledge of
Little
small
baby
towns.
bits.
More places to dispose of bodies, eh, critic?
Anywhere.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
This is why we
Literally
always
anywhere.
call
Yeah, this sort of gives a vague idea of what I'm looking for.
Hey, I love that.
just like
Very,
small town,
Yeah.
It's always snowing.
mountains.
Because I went through a road trip throughout most of Alaska, and it's pretty much all like that. A lot of
Yeah,
individual.
Alaska
Well,
is like that.
there's a couple of really big cities, and then other than that, it's smallish towns right by forests, fucking everywhere.
How often do we see people walking in the middle of the street with machine guns?
Probably not often. Actually, this is
Yeah.
nowhere near. What you will see is like people with hunting rifles in the back of their trucks,
Mm.
just in plain sight, with nobody caring, including you,
Oh, yeah.
because it's just
Students will
normal.
take them to
Well-
school, have them in the back of their car, and then just like go out, get off school, and then
Not trailer
Genuinely
trash.
not unusual to see 13-year-olds with rifles in this area.
yeah,
I mean,
Not
do
assault rifles, but rifles.
Do they
Yeah.
have?
Well, it
hunting
It
equipment.
depends on what part of the 2000s. I don't know if people were that crazy about guns then.
No, it's like
Oh, they
a-
would have
a-
been very not
a-
like crazy
any-
like they are
anywhere
today,
with-
but everybody would have one because it was essential, essentially.
and anywhere with like decent forests,
Mm.
it's you're gonna have like it's a thing
Yeah,
in
it's
America.
just a
You
thing.
hunt.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of King of the Hill recently. That's why I'm saying this with such authority.
It is a
Yeah,
good
that's
show.
the South. That's in the
That is
South.
the South, but think
Are
think
gonna
about
be in
what
the
happens if you
Midwest
put
too, though.
Americans next
Wasn't
to
it like
more
Arlen,
forests.
Texas or something?
Yes,
that
it's
King of the Hill
Arlen,
took place in?
Texas.
Arlen, Texas.
Well,
is
also where we're
specific.
gonna be is in the Midwest, isn't it?
It's
Didn't they say like Canada?
yeah,
Canada.
it's Minnesota. It's right up next to Canada.
Oh, can we have a
It's one of
Strickland
those, like-
propane in the town?
Give me a
You
second.
you can't have a Strickland propane in the town.
You know how apologetic Canadians are?
I don't know, eh?
That's
It's-
Minnesotan.
Okay,
it-
but okay. I'm gonna say this. I think Rim's doing it pretty accurately because the Minnesota is still in the Midwest, so it's even though it's not the South, it's still gonna have a lot of similarities to stuff in the South. Because I live in the
it's not gonna
West
be
and
like
people have
fucking
guns.
Idaho or somewhere where it would just
Yeah.
like everything is flat, the people are flat, the land is flat.
The
Yeah.
boobs are flat. Yay.
Uh,
Tomboys for everyone.
Well, that would be great for me.
But it's still gonna have some similarities like gun wise and
Yeah, you are unlikely to
Small
see
town
anything
feel.
that can fire like any better than semi-automatic in this place.
I was gonna say how prevalent are guns in Germany because the guy is like immigrated and
Isn't it like
citizenship into the US. So.
I don't know how popular they are, but he might still come over and be like, "Oh hell yeah, guns!"
I'm just saying, if
'Cause I
anyone
think-
would be less like comfortable around so many guns, it would be my guy actually.
Yeah, I kind of figure if we're living in the forest and guns are this prominent, I kind of figure my guy would also be working with the forestry, the forest wardens, if only to help them out, quote unquote, and scout out good places for stash goods.
So is your guy going to be related to the drug industry to any degree? Your assassin guy? Because you might be surprised how much small towns are like a great place for drugs.
Oh hell yeah!
Fine.
You
I
know
could
how many
probably
people are
know
on
a-
drugs here?
Go on. Sorry.
I could probably know a few people and take requests or help them move from
Be-
place to place.
Because to me, at least for I mean, you'll be on the move to a degree, and people in this group will generally be on the move to a bit. I'm
Mhm.
allowing road trips, but
Ooh.
I imagine that like the best source of payment for an assassin in this small town is going to be from the one other biggest like criminal activity, and that's probably going to be drugs.
Yeah, I was probably going to ask
It
about
will
my
probably be.
criminal contact, and that probably would be a good idea.
Good
Probably get
idea.
a contract or two from him. If I had to guess, probably someone who got too nosy and started poking around, or maybe some kind of law person or lawmaker, maybe a potential rival for the mayor position. I don't know, just little shit like
For the
that.
moment, while you're in town, it's both sort of your like cover in that this is where you go when you're not supposed to be being
Yeah.
a big splash, like how in Bruges they send the assassins to Bruges to be like, okay, let the heat die down, that kind of thing. But while you're over here, the criminal people who are here are like, hey, do you want to help us out with these small scale things?
Be like, sure. Money's money.
Some super
Eh.
polite Canadians doing trucks worth of cocaine.
I probably agree, so long as it doesn't interfere with the actual cover I
Yeah,
do have as the investigator.
Well, we're not in
Yes.
Canada though. We're still in the U.S.
Yeah, but if we're on the border, they go back.
We're
between the border, yes.
pretty similar to Canada, I would imagine.
No, because it's still in the U.S. It's still gonna have.
Yeah, but maybe
Yeah.
some people like live up north that come down here to work or go up north to work.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not saying there wouldn't be some intermingling. I'm just saying you
Racism.
can't compare it exactly to Canada because it's still gonna have American ties to it.
That's true.
what is the actual like individual trait you are discussing?
I don't
The,
know.
they're Canadian for some
Are
reason.
you talking about just the town won't be very like Canadian? Is that all you're saying? I'm struggling to find the through line to the conversation.
I'm just like, whenever I was overseas, I met people from like up in the northern states in the Midwest, and they like, don't get me wrong, they had the accent and shit, but like everything else was pretty much just like it was an all American, just with Canadian like traits occasionally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they still have the flag thing.
Yeah. So it's you. I guess you can't say it's gonna be like Canada would. It's not.
At some point,
Oh, no.
some French Canadians are gonna wander in, and I'll give you the entire team free license to murder all of them. No repercussions will happen.
No, I have nothing wrong with it.
No, French Canadians, not regular
Yeah.
Canadians.
I know some French.
I was
I
gonna-
have some French friends, and they fucking hate French people.
I was gonna. I had an idea for critics thing.
Oh,
It was just like maybe my character sort of asks for their services, or at least like puts a name in.
what? Why?
Because I don't think my character's that gun toting to go after shapeshifters.
So what you're saying is you discover someone who you think is a shapeshifter and go, "Hey, could you kill them?"
Without
Well,
explaining their
investigate.
shapeshift.
Because that's what I meant by why.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, what? You're gonna try and have me killed?
No, someone else.
Well, that's why I'm questioning it. Like this,
Fine,
what
fine.
what is
I
the
sent
situation
someone-
that leads to you going, "I know, I need the help of the assassin"?
Yeah, I see someone. They're looking kind of sus. I've been looking at them for a while, and I think I'm convinced.
So rather than asking him to kill them, you're like, go break into their house, could you? Please, I'll give you money.
Yeah, something like
I'll give you a little treat I found in my pocket.
Not.
It's cocaine.
I mean, that's not quite my skill set, but
No, I think
no, that's still probably better off
Oh,
for
I
someone
just
more.
realized I've set this in a time before vaping. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Wait, we don't have vaping?
Yeah.
But how will we separate the douches from the
that. I'm sorry, my
undouches?
character
This is like 2001. The
Oh
vapes don't
shit.
exist yet.
Is this
It's post
before the Twin
9/11.
Towers fell? Is this before 9/11?
Flip a coin.
It's
Wait,
just after.
is it in September?
It just
Are we gonna
happened.
witness 9/11? Or have we not witnessed it yet?
Which obviously was
You know what? No,
aliens.
you know what? Don't mind about flipping a coin. Yes, it's before 9/11.
Halo's character could think it's alien.
Yeah, exactly.
You may or may not be able to stop it. I might change what causes it.
We might end up in a different universe.
You guys
No.
might cause it.
Actually, if we're
Oh,
going, this is actually set in not before 9/11. The general atmosphere of the general public is shown by movies by like Independence Day and the like, which was what a little bit before the Twin Towers, if I remember right. Was more, I guess, cheery, more less scared.
Yeah,
wasn't
people were less
as-
scared.
Yeah.
You'd see a lot more.
I don't even think there was a TSA at the time. If there was, they weren't very strict.
Yeah, getting onto a plane way easier than it is in modern times. So your characters are, if you guys like traveling, your characters are about to experience the worst moment in U.S. history for traveling.
Fuck.
Even before.
Oh, man.
Well, I am a driver, so I drive cars and trucks and shit. I'm not that worried about driving.
It's
cars.
difficult
I could
to
turn
drive
into a
a plane.
bird.
We're not.
You can turn into a bird. but you can't
I'm
turn
just like, I could turn into a bird.
You can't turn into one big enough to carry everyone at once for 12 hours a day.
Actually,
Except that
that'd
I
be
was gonna do that. I was just saying I could turn into a bird. I could be that asshole.
See ya, fuckers.
I'll see you when you get there eventually. I'm gonna have a vacation while I wait.
I'm outie.
Bye.
No, we forget about 9/11.
It's even worse.
Rem doesn't.
I'll go on.
We forget about 9/11. Like 6 years later, our characters are taking a cruise through New York City, and Rem just describes the skyline with the Twin Towers in it
Yeah.
for just some reason.
We're like
No,
extra.
it's at the moment we're in 2001. It's just early in the year.
We'll just guarantee
So
that
it's
we're
not going to
hanging
be
out there.
6 years.
No, like in the future, like we just forget that it was supposed to happen. It's just a surprise.
I mean, you in character don't know it's going to happen.
Yeah, we don't know it's gonna happen.
No.
So whatever Rim has it happen, that's what happens in our universe.
Are you just suggesting that you guys out of character might forget and then I'll have it happen? Is that what you were going for?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's on you guys to forget.
God damn it. I see a lot of plane hijack in Krennic's character's future. It'd be he's responsible partly for it.
I admit, mostly throughout this whole conversation, I've been imagining the scene from the Postal movie with the terrorists inside the planes going, wait a minute, how many virgins did he tell you we'd get? But that's
Damn it.
not the right number of virgins. Are we all supposed to share? No, I have to ask Abdul. Abdul! Hello! How many virgins was it? No, you told me... Oh, that's it. I'm turning this plane around. We're going to Hawaii. Tell the people in the back of the plane. guys, we're going on a vacation, and then they break in and just kill them all by accident.
Wait, what?
That's a film that's called Postal the movie. It's
Oh.
I
okay.
zoned out.
I thought it was.
Oh,
that,
okay. They caused their deaths.
The terrorists in 9/11 decide that terrorism sucks, so they're just gonna go to Hawaii
Hawaii.
instead. But then the people, like the brave heroes, Americans, break in through the door and try to stop the evil terrorists, and as a result, crash the plane.
Damn.
We're going to Hawaii.
Yeah, the like, they're about to say it over the speakers so everyone knows, and that's when it happens.
Oh, you get a
Be
technical
frank.
free trip to Hawaii.
To be frank, telling them that they're gonna go on a vacation, they probably wouldn't believe it. Anyways,
Fair.
But just can you imagine like a heavy Arabian accent? We have hijacked your plane. We're going to somewhere more fun.
Hawaii.
Washington sucks.
Oh, that was it. You were talking about road trips earlier, and it's like we should go to like spring break in this most like.
Oh, you guys want to go to Florida?
Yeah, we should go to.
Oh God.
Go to spring break
Sure,
in this like
I can use the
heaviest
crocodile for a
partiest time. Like,
If you
and-
want to see a bunch of teenagers being eaten by crocodile men, you can see that happen.
absolutely.
Sure,
I'm
I
just
can
gonna
Wait.
use
say-
the-
So,
Go
are
on.
we gonna read other like tragic stuff that happened in the U.S. then?
We should just-
Sure, why not? I mean, it's
Sure.
Yeah.
fuck. When did Columbine happen?
That happened in like the 80s or 90s.
90s.
It must be 90s because it definitely wasn't 80s.
Don't worry.
Okay,
that's-
so that would have already happened.
Damn it.
1999.
But that means
Okay,
that people
okay,
are
it's-
like
it-
more
I can-
like protective of
always-
their guns.
I can always bring out Columbine too.
Anywho,
There's no
uh,
shortage of shootings in America. You
They
could-
came back zombified. We have to go save the students.
A random
So-
alien school just landed near our town. We have to kill all the aliens inside of it.
Oh yeah, we could be like going to a school and shoot up the kids.
Wait a
It's like-
minute, we were just high on drugs. That was a lot of more actual children.
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm just a dog with a backwards hat on.
And you're also standing on your hind legs but holding a gun in your mouth.
Yeah. Totally insane.
hello,
What?
I am man. You want skateboards?
You people are
Damn.
terrible.
I was just
We
saying
need a
'cause I
bandage
was like,
with
so I
magic
look
music.
young.
How
with a
are you
backwards
doing,
hat.
fellow kids?
Everyone's like, wait, are we just that high, or is the dog talking?
Oh no, Scooby Doo exists in this universe.
Oh god, no. Oh please, no.
Technically,
that-
yes.
I
I
mean,
have
the
a
TV
friend-
show exists.
Somebody be like, it's like Scooby Doo.
So does your love also exist, and it's also just a shape-shifting dog alien?
Sorry, what was the first part of that sentence?
Does
Does
you guys
what
remember
also
the
exist?
alien chase thing, right?
No.
The alien invaders.
Space
No.
Invaders.
Remember the dog that ended up being the romance partner for Scooby and Shaggy?
Okay, so what you meant was,
Oh.
do you remember the Scooby Doo film with aliens, not just generically alien invaders? Okay, yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, specifically the Scooby-Doo and
Yes,
the alien
the
invaders.
other dog in it.
Which
Yeah,
isn't
the
a
one that's an
dog,
alien shapeshifter. Yes.
Continue.
Well, whether or not that exists for real in this universe, at the very least, the show where that happens exists. And I guarantee you that if Halo's character sees it, he will be like, they're trying to tell us something. And just stare directly at Heidi.
What do you
It's
think,
like,
boy?
what? I'm a girl.
What do you think,
Shh.
boy?
I'm gonna have to check real quick.
Yeah, we
What was
might have
that?
might have to check.
Jimmy's in the well. No, I can speak human. Well, we
I-
have to
I-
go get him out.
I speak.
No, you
I
moron.
can speak
speaking
English.
I would find it funny if, like, the first time your character spoke, it was in a different character for no reason, a different language for no reason.
I mean,
Oh, we did-
Parlez-vous français?
again.
I
he's-
could do it in French.
English, motherfucker! Do you
Right.
speak it?
I could do it in French.
I'd be down for that.
Ohayo gozaimasu.
Get to have my shitty French stuff.
I just want you to occasionally slip and talk.
Jesus,
It's
what
like,
is that
what was
picture?
that?
Just download it for me.
There's a character in Discworld called Gaspode the Wonder Dog, and I always like that he doesn't know he because he can speak.
Mm.
He now
Mhm.
can no longer just normally bark or howl. So he'll walk next to people, and in the dialogue you'll see that someone said the word bark.
Fuck.
Fuck.
It's like in quotation marks, it just says bark. And like if people are aware of Gaspode, then they'll look down and go, "Ah, it's you." But people who aren't are just like, "That's a funny dog."
Just bark.
Woof woof. It's just it cuts in every when any of the stories he's in, you'll just hear him do that. It's fun.
Does yours do that, Vixie?
Grim, have you seen the
Huh.
video of the dog saying fuck?
I have
No.
not seen a video of a dog saying fuck.
He said fuck.
Is it
So-
good?
Any other character connections we need to make?
Well,
Like, I'm pretty
that's-
sure I have everyone's.
Ew, it tastes
I-
just
Yeah, because I just show up one day.
I've seen that video before, but it's not the dog saying fuck. It's just a guy talking over the dog. As
It's
it are.
age restricted.
I know, but it's funny.
It's
And
not
it
funny.
brought
So,
the mind. There it is.
Well, okay, there we go.
because you could teach dogs to say "I love you," apparently, but you can't.
That's funny.
I love.
But
you.
no, like, I mean, sometimes it sounds like our dogs are saying stuff, or our cats.
Oh
And they're
no,
in-
no, dog, don't! I'm going to say the N-word.
No, I don't know.
No, Halo's characters.
I can't be racist. I've got black fur.
Can dogs
Wouldn't that
racist?
be specious?
I guess he's.
I am
pretty cool at-
referencing a specific thing, so I don't care what it should be.
Well, it's a different
I
species
know.
entirely.
But did you know that the word race, apart from in humans, means pretty much the same thing as species? So shut up.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah, the way we use race with humans specifically is kind of like a jumbled mess, because with every other animal, it basically does just mean the same thing as species.
Yeah. I'll stop posting that one.
No,
Yes,
not a dog
English.
slapped.
What are you gonna do? They butcher their own meanings. Um.
Oh,
So, are we pretty happy with the connections to each other? Would we?
Is
we-
yeah. I assume you guys are, or like,
I'm like a shitty boss.
I can't think
Mine
of
are
anything else.
concrete.
all right then.
so wait, does this mean like the first session? Could it just literally be them trying to find out who the actual person who put the application in is?
Well, the first session, like the way Monster of the Week works, is that there's like a time scale. The monster is going to be doing shit within that time, and it's up to you guys to stop it before it reaches the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we could just.
You guys won't know specifically what that time scale is, but the point is that there is a failure state, and the failure state is, did you guys take too long to defeat the monster?
Okay.
Or made any efforts at all, which is also a possibility that we just don't care throughout the entire campaign.
Or we just fail our checks so hard that we never even know that there was a monster there to begin with.
Mostly, there aren't going to be checks that are going to be that stupid.
So, are we gonna start off like first meeting each other? Like first meeting.
I
No.
think we're already
That's
established. that-
The point of this conversation is to establish
Established
how
that.
you guys
Okay.
first met and all that stuff. Within the game, we're going to start on a. I mean, I'll tell you in advance. I'm going to start by giving you guys a thing to investigate, and it'll
Absolutely.
spin off from there. So somebody's going to walk into your office and say, "Hey, I don't know, somebody raped my dog. Could you go unrape it, please?" And that'll
It could be
your...
like the secretary just like coming and being like, "Hey, you have this thing that came in.
Yeah.
Do it."
But
Speaking of
I do actually have a specific plan of what it'll be, but I'm not going to be too overt with it right now.
I mean, that's a good
Okay.
thing to bring up, Vixie. Can we just invent like workers like a secretary, like just there suggested?
You could have, but at this point, it feels like maybe that's a thing to aspire to later.
Yeah.
Like
mean,
you
Okay.
don't have one yet, but you could go interview someone.
Mm.
I'm
If you
like
start
really
making
the
money,
first
We just
outside
have-
hire,
I would
aren't
like to
I?
suggest my support manager.
We just have like a
Actually,
new
no, this-
secretary every week because we can't find the right fit for it.
it's like Kenny. They just
Mm.
die at the end of every episode.
They're the one who gets kidnapped all the time, and then we
Oh.
all just never save her.
I did with my last party. I introduced a character called Gabe, and he ended up somehow being either kidnapped or like involved in some way, like in the crowd during a mass shooting during every adventure they had, to the point where, like, by the last time I played with them, the players started going, "So which one of them's Gabe?" Just trying to ask around and see if they could find Gabe in the scenario.
Because now I'm thinking, like, if we have the power to do that, me and Credit could just like introduce Doug, which is a beloved character of a different campaign.
So our secretary will be April O'Neil 1997 version.
I am again. If you guys get a secretary, it's gonna. I'm not letting you have
Yeah.
it first session. So we'll see.
Alright.
It could be like I'm your first outside hire, actually. Just so happens to be a dog.
I
No,
could
the
handle
way I
some secretary stuff.
I
Go ahead.
think you are already part of the group, Vixie character. I don't know the name.
Well, yeah, I will be.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, my character was probably your first outside hire.
Yeah,
So we
for
don't have
the
a
secretary.
secretary.
Position. Yeah.
Yeah, before there's even a secretary position available.
I
Like,
present
that's
you a
How
video of a
early
cat.
on? Eee!
I mean, are you doing the literal paperwork of the secretary there?
So loud.
Okay.
You just look away and everything's been filed and everything's up to date and appointments have been booked. What the heck?
That cat was cute.
And we
Right,
could
so
talk to
I
you
could be the
on the phone.
secretary. My character already has a background in managerial stuff.
So
we'll
at
see.
the moment, none of you guys know that the dog is sentient.
Oh god, you gotta have like one of those little telephone headsets for the dog character on the desk.
Okay, so just to be clear, for whatever reason, Halo's character is enamored with the dog because that's the only way we
Yeah.
can explain her having
Absolutely.
all these things.
I was like, we have to take
That's
care
why I
of
have
it.
my own desk with all my dog toys on it that's like sawed down so that it can be at my level.
Okay, so did you know what? Did Oscar have like a great pet dog in the past and it's just projecting or something? I like this.
I mean, not necessarily projecting, but he's certainly very smitten with the dog, and he's like, "We're keeping it. I don't care what you guys say." We just
Also,
Did
You're the
you stop
you know,
giving
we-
it a living wage? No.
no.
Halo's the one. Halo's character is the one that believes in aliens, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So he's probably just doing this to prove that the dog is in fact an alien, like just setting up the situation to go. Come on,
We'll
take the bait.
see.
Take
Certainly one of the possibilities.
But my character just really likes acting like a normal dog sometimes. So
that's-
they're just like, all right, I'll give in to this pressure.
But I actually think isn't that one of the character weaknesses? Like, clearly she's not an alien, and he's blind to everything that is like other paranoid
Yes.
connected. So he either thinks it's an alien or thinks there's nothing wrong with this at all.
So in this case, he's just blind to the fact that occasionally the situation regarding the dog is kind of weird.
He loves the dog so much. He's like, you know what? I'm just crazy. The dog's great. The dog's fine.
But I can always
Right.
talk to you,
Oh.
can't I?
Yeah, you understand. Obviously, if the dog was really an alien or a monster or whatever, it would be it would be hiding it better, and that's why it can't be.
Exactly. That is actual logic.
Sure, the dog's using a grocery cart, but you know what?
It's adorable. And look at all the likes on MySpace or whatever it's called.
Every time we wake up and see the dog, it's in clothing for some reason.
Okay, no, I'm not. I don't wear clothes.
Yeah, we gotta like.
I have a collar. I'm a normal dog.
Maybe you have.
Oh, you were talking about the character, right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you have booties because you don't like stepping on the floor.
Okay, maybe I do have shoes.
Could you
You
have
don't wear them. You don't wear them out of hours. It's purely an office thing.
Could you have a tie like Rodney Dangerfield?
Yeah, when I'm at home, I have like dog slippers with little dogs on them.
Or maybe little humans, just to be weird.
Oscar, did you put shoes on the dog again?
No, wait, what if they're little cats?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Like, not real cats, obviously, but they have like a little cat face on them.
Mm.
And it's
We'll
like,
put
okay, now
shoes on
that's
the dog
weird for a
again.
dog.
That's cute. Okay, I'm happy with that.
Okay then.
I think,
Alright, so hey,
we'll see how the first session goes, and if it screws up badly enough, we'll do a reset as long as it takes.
well, I want to know. So I know Haiti from the PI thing. They just showed up one day. Heidi.
Heidi.
Halo, I know them from Europe, and Critic's character, I guess I just knew by association with Oscar.
But could
I
everyone...
got hired on.
Okay.
Sounds fine. Am I getting everything clear?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Could everyone say their character names for the benefit of this recording?
And could the guy in Critic's background shut the fuck up?
Yeah, that too. Because my
Sounds like the
character's
TV.
name, my character's name is Oscar Glasnick.
So that's Oscar.
Shank
Okay.
or John.
So your character's real name is John, but he goes by Shank. All right.
Characters Elizabetta or
Oh,
Liz.
for fuck's sake. Could you give somebody a normal human name?
Just one.
Fine, Liz. Liz, just
Thank
Liz.
you.
Liz is good. Okay.
I don't understand why, like, people in real life with stupid names, that I know that happens, but this is 2001.
Yeah, it's not as common.
Luxembourgian family.
It's always a
If
weird.
you make
Your
a female
character-
character in the
Yeah,
US,
Liz.
use like a
Very
baby character, honestly.
Short for Elizabeth.
Yeah, Elizabeth is fine.
Okay.
All right.
Woof.
At the
So
very,
is that just
like,
what-
even if her parents were assholes and did name her that, she would not go by it because she grew up in America, and you
Yeah.
would get shit on
I
if you
picked
went by that.
Elizabeth already.
Yeah. Okay. So
And Wolf has in
So is that what
you're
you
not
call your
named?
character, Pixie? Wolf?
Yeah.
No, her name's Heidi.
Do
Yes.
do we know that in character? Or
it's presumably it's on the dog tag.
Yeah, it'd be on my dog tag.
okay.
Or like
sorry,
probably like
always
on my
pronounce
collar.
it.
Could you say
'cause
the
you
name
can't
again?
correct
Was
us.
it Elizabeth?
Okay, so Horse's character is Liz or Elizabeth, and Vixie's character is Heidi.
Heidi.
Woof, woof.
I'm gonna have to change all the references to Elizabetta in the background thing I sent you then.
Well, if anything, you could use that name and just
No.
go by Liz.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. But,
Okay, that's fine. Sorry,
I'm
it's just
changing it. Elizabeth.
you've used a stupid name for so many of your characters. It does get a little bit
Yeah.
frustrating.
Slightly.
We're humans now.
What do you mean,
With human
Elizabeth?
names.
Elizabetta.
With
You
human
know
names.
how when you come up with a name for a person, you typically pick a name that exists.
I gotta say, I also got.
could
Elizabetta
exist.
is a name. It's a Russian. It's a
Horse.
Slavic variant.
I played a
So
Horse,
human.
what's your
Elizabeth
family
is-
background?
Yeah.
They grew up in Minnesota.
But your parents.
Yeah, they grew up in Minnesota.
But what else about them besides that they grew up in Minnesota?
Well, they're originally from some European country. They settled in like I don't know, whenever everyone else did. So they've been there a while.
I was gonna say you could just have hippie parents, and that's why your name's like that.
No, I already have
They
the
could have come
thing
from Derry, Maine.
somewhat written out.
Anyway, I got shit from my other group that I'm no longer a part of for calling my character Sophie, who was a human, because it wasn't special enough. It wasn't weird and fantasy like.
That's stupid.
That is
Yeah,
stupid.
let's go fuck themselves.
It's a fucking
I
human.
honestly really dislike the pre-made fantasy human names in D&D.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's I don't know. I like having people with boring normal names because it makes it really funny when Tim goes and beats up a giant. All right?
This is true.
Well, and what I'd
What about
say is if you're
Bob?
gonna have a weird name, there has to be a reason for it. Like, why would you have that weird name if you're naming it that? You know what I mean?
I had a pair of brothers in my first Monster of the Week campaign, and one of them was called Tomothy.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, so
because
you're-
that's a
you're-
really
you're-
irritating
yeah.
thing to call someone.
That's
And
fair.
his brother was called, using the same naming scheme, Mythew.
Oh, that's not
Really?
okay.
Yeah, I just took two perfectly normal names, Timothy and Matthew, and then changed the main vowel to make it annoying.
Genius in a way. Yeah.
That's
Terry
great.
replacing Doka as a pun. That's the name.
All right, so are we sticking with your character being referred to as Liz by the team?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's convenient. So,
Now we-
Shank, Oscar, Liz, and Heidi.
Yay.
Is Heidi meant to be a pun because you hide?
Damn it.
No, I literally just looked up baby names. And I was
Okay.
like, what's a normal female name? Or no, I looked up dog names. I actually looked up dog names.
Oh,
Like
and
female dog names.
after you got past like some of the more normal stuff like Bonzo or
After I got past
Fenton. Fenton's a popular one these
Lucy.
days.
Well, no, I did like popular girl names, so it was like once I got past like Indy and like Princess and that stuff. And then I found Heidi. It's like, I like that. I'll do that.
Heidi's a nice name.
You know, I think the thing that got me about your new character in the D&D game is Horse is that you said the whole pun straight away, so it just sounds stupid immediately. If you had said my name's Belle and not said the rest until much later, then it would have been funny.
I know.
There was a pun
But I
again.
can't do that sort of sophistication because I'm shit.
There was a
Like
pun
my
again
character's
too,
name
mate.
is Blake Hardley, or no, Blake Shorley.
Blake Shorley, yeah.
Kind of got it already the first
I
time.
almost never say the second part because it's clearly just a stupid joke.
Yeah. My character doesn't even have a last name in that one. Or in this one.
No, it's
Well, I guess soon her last name will also be Shorley.
She'll get a last name.
then that'll be her maiden.
We do have
Or
to
whatever
Her
name
maiden
people
name will be nothing.
Did you actually propose? I'm pretty sure you proposed.
I mean,
Heck.
I put a ring on her. That's like proposing.
I mean, I
That
swear
he got
you're
off a
legally
dead
married.
body.
2 dead bodies.
I just think that
It was
Yeah.
romantic.
We
They'd
got
have
our
to-
rings off dead bodies.
Yeah.
I
just
don't-
thinking-
In game, I don't think either one of them have enough of a sense of normal relationship to dispute the fact that they're engaged / married. They probably just assumed they're married the moment the rings came on.
Oh, I was thinking there'd be a special session where you actually have a wedding.
I mean,
And we
maybe
don't
at some
know.
point somebody like, have you had a ceremony? And we'll be like, what?
You could be the first ones to get married in space, which is actually something humans have yet to do, I believe.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
they're-
there's quite a few things that haven't been done in space yet, but I can tell you right now, it isn't masturbating.
I could, yes, or defecating.
Where that's an easy one.
I mean, maybe Kilya touched himself while he was with that hooker. So.
And masturbating isn't anyway.
Also, that fucking hooker's dead. Maybe are they dead?
Probably dead.
Okay, good.
So, who wants to play Jackpot?
Yeah, that's
Yay!
Oh yeah, critics here finally. That's a good thing for